Our first conversation this morning is about aviation safety, accountability, and the rules that protect lives in the skies. On the 5th of August last week, Fuji icon Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as K1 the Ultimate, was involved in a disturbing incident at Abuja's Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport.
In a viral video which dominated the internet and airwaves, he obstructed a ValueJet aircraft from taxiing, prompting the federal government to place him on a 6-month no-fly list.
Well, let's tell you that Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo described the act as akin to hostage situation and also sanctioned the pilot and captain for initiating taxi procedures before the tarmac was cleared. Though K1 apologized after the incident, which transpired has raised a bigger question and has led to others acting quite different, like another footage we showed to you during the wake-up conversation of another lady attacking a hostess and security operatives of Ibom Air. Well, is Nigeria's aviation sector operating under a safer space, and can we rightly say that the rules are being upheld? Joining us for today's discussion is Director Continuing Airworthiness and Maintenance, Umza Aviation Services Limited, Engineer Sani Muhammed Ahmadu. Welcome, Mr. Ahmadu, and thank you for joining us here.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, viewers.
Good morning. I know you're well aware and you've seen the footages, you've seen the video, you've seen what definitely would not look too good, especially for aviation experts like yourself. Can you share with us if the repercussion or the laws, especially covering and protecting, be it air hostesses, pilots, and the likes, is currently being upheld in the two situations that we've mentioned here? First, that of Quam 1, and second, the one that has been dubbed as Quam 2, which is the attack on the hostess on Ibom Air.
Thank you very much. You see, it's a clear breach of safety procedures, unfortunately, happening in the country at this time. That of Quam 1, it's kind of a situation whereby you akin it to a hijack. Unfortunately, it is not supposed to be like that. There are so many security breaches that occurred that day before he even got to the aircraft. The security checkpoints, you know, that of the airport security itself, which is manned by FAN, as well as those of ValueJet security. If I can tell you, the security situation is such a very, very, very unfortunate one, but I can say that it is better if we try to improve our security situation. As far as the Civil Aviation Authority is concerned, they are doing their best, and within the Annex 17 of ICAO code, as well as the Part 17 of the Civil Aviation Regulation, it protects both the pilots, the crew, as well as the passengers. This also includes the aircraft itself. So there are so many things that ought to be corrected in this instance. What we have to do is to ensure that the Civil Aviation Authority improves their surveillance of all these things and ensure that these are upheld by both crew, passengers, as well as operators.
All right, I'd also like us to talk about the pilots that were, that was given temporary suspension. It's garnered mixed reactions on social media. Those who have applauded Captain Ronti and saying that she did well in being able to move because there were people in the plane that had appointments and deadlines and had paid money to be able to save time. There are those as well who criticized her that she endangered the life of Quam 1. How do you think that this should have been handled? Do you think that the airline was well within their rights to have given her the suspension? And do you think that it should be reversed? Because we're starting to see people who are calling for the reversal of the suspension that was given to her.
Well, the airline and the Civil Aviation Authority are both correct in the action they have taken. She was not supposed to have moved without the clearance from the marshaller. She moved, endangering both lives and properties, and so the sanction is correct. She is not supposed to have moved. She was supposed to have waited and given clearance before she could move. But she moved and decided on her own volition. So as far as the regulation is concerned, she has erred and must be sanctioned.
Okay. Now, I wanted to follow up on the individual that caused all of this. He made a statement initially denying any wrongdoing, and then just in the last 48 hours, he issued a video apology saying that it was wrong to have, he apologized for his unruly behavior. And we've had senior government officials, for example, the head of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri, she published a tweet saying that to err is human and, you know, we should be perhaps forgiven. What kind of message would this send if a due process is not followed? Is it enough to issue an apology?
Well, I can tell you categorically that the apology is not enough, because what he did is tantamount to a hijack, which is a 2-year jail term or a 25 or both. Unfortunately, in this country, we give so much priority to celebrities and VIPs. The rule is the rule. The rule must be upheld. If Kwam had disrupted that flight, which he did that day, he is supposed to be sanctioned. What if something had happened to him and the other people on the tarmac? What do you think would have happened? It would have been a different story. Kwam faulted, he defaulted, he should be taken into account and he should be sanctioned. Let this serve as a deterrent to anybody who is also thinking along that line.
Okay. I don't know if you've also seen the other video of the Ibom Air flight, which had to equally do with another assault, but this time not by the Ibom Air staff, but by a passenger. I don't know if you saw that video, but if you didn't, I'll try as much as possible to ensure that it's put there on the screen. Please just take a look.
She's hitting me. She is hitting me. She's hitting me. Bring it down. She was giving her slap left and right. Who was slapping who? She was slapping on the head. She strangled her like for 5 minutes.
All right. We just had to put a little stop to that video so we can come back to ask the question. My question is, what are the steps, necessary steps to be taken if there's an assault by a passenger on a staff of an airline, like the air hostess right there who said she is hitting me because the passenger was slapping her, and then towards the end of that video, we saw her also attacking the security operatives who, in other words, came to ensure that they settled the situation. Can you take us through what and what's expected to happen at that point?
Okay, the captain of the aircraft is expected to engage the security personnel. First, their own security, and then airport security, where whoever is involved will be taken into custody. If this is not done, then it means that the FAN have failed in their responsibility of securing both the life of people as well as the properties of whoever is within the airport vicinity. I will implore that FAN needs to take up much more responsibilities in ensuring that they secure both the airport environment and the people within it. This lady should not have been allowed to go like that. She is supposed to be taken into custody and handed over straight to the Nigerian police, who will take necessary actions against her.
Okay, we've seen this happen before, and I mean, this same Ibom had an incident on the 8th of January 2025. The last I heard of the case was that she was granted bail. A certain Chiamaka Donubani was granted bail. I cannot remember what, the follow-up to that case was. But what should be the concerns? Because we're starting to see a repeated incidence of passengers versus airlines altercation. Remember the Oshiomole versus Air Peace case, and then we had Kwam 1, and now this girl who social media has nicknamed Kwam 2. What will we need to do to ensure that it doesn't become a trend or a pattern where the altercations, constant altercations, and some measure physical assault against air staff, the cabin crew, and people who intentionally try to obstruct the plane from flying?
Okay, I'll tell you. On international flights these days, they carry security personnel as passengers. Since we are seeing a growing trend of this kind of attacks, I would suggest that airlines should start carrying security personnel on board their flights, at least up to such a time when we see that things have eased out. For now that things are really getting hot, it is better that security personnel be involved with flight operations. This is my only advice for now.
Okay.
Again, let FAN do their best to ensure that they carry out their duties and responsibilities judiciously. You cannot say you are the owner of the airports and you cannot secure the premises.
Absolutely.
They need much more training as well as more security apparatus to be able to do their jobs. I mean, we have been calling for this for a very long time now. All they have to do is to ensure that they give proper training. They ensure that they have facilities with the surveillance camera and the apparatuses, as well as training their personnel in the right direction. This I will say, and I strongly recommend that they should now start thinking, or the operators should start thinking of putting security personnel on board the flight just to avert things like this.
Okay. Now, Engineer Ahmadu, let's address the VIP culture in Nigeria, this so-called big manism. Airlines and regulators, why do they seem afraid to enforce rules when celebrities or politicians are involved, so-called VIPs? Are we seeing a double standard here? Because there are a number of examples of VIPs acting unruly, and then they ask for forgiveness and we move on. But when the case, like my colleague highlighted earlier, is different, we see the full weight of the law in application. Well,
You are right to say that there are double standards, and there are double standards everywhere. I have seen it happen several times. I've seen it happen to myself. We should not be segregating people when we are trying to enforce the law. I'll give you a very simple example. The reflective jackets that are being worn by staff and maybe visitors to the airport environment is being flouted by so many VIPs. They will be there to receive maybe another VIP, but they will be allowed into the tarmac, breaching the normal protocols. That is a very simple example, and you see it happen every blessed day. So we give so much respect to all these celebrities, to all these VIPs, and they are really costing us the security and safety of operating within the environment. The FAA came for an audit some times back, and they faulted some of our security situation within the airport environment, and we were asked to improve. So if we are really going to improve, then we should start enforcing the laws that binds each and everybody that is operating or that is traveling within the airport environment. This I can say.
Well, there's a lot that we could also talk about, but then again, we'll wait and see what the laws will actually do, especially in these two cases, that of K1, the ultimate, even though he has tendered an apology, and the recent one, which happened just yesterday on Sunday, where passenger actually assaulted air hostess and also security operatives. I want to say thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Ahmadu. It's been a great conversation that we've had, and thanks for shedding more light on the security and not forgetting to every single thing we need to know about the aviation space. Thanks for your time.